So after you tape the servos onto the receiver pack, it should look something like this. Two for the front, one in the back, and one for the head in the front. So after you taped it on, you need to plug it all into the receiver. Now this is a AR6000 Spectrum receiver that works with the Spectrum transmitter. If you use a different receiver or transmitter, you might have to plug these in different places, but for this particular system, the legs that are the swash plate basically are in this configuration. The right one, the right of the Swashbot, is you plug it into the aileron and the receiver. The left one plugs into the aux, and the back one plugs into the elevator, and the front one plugs into the rudder for the head. So that allows you to control it like a swash plate. So after you plug that in, then you need to center the servos and make sure things are all level before you put the legs together. So I'll show you that next. So next, you want to bind the receiver to the transmitter so that only this receiver works with this transmitter. And then you want to set up your swash type to 3 servos at 120 degrees, which is kind of what this layout is, three servos. It's not quite 120 degrees, but it's close enough. After that, then you turn on you can turn it on, and you can see all 3 servos move. So the next step is with a servo horn, just kind of as a placeholder, you want to make sure all 3 of them move in the same direction, or in the correct direction. Here's the leg. Let me just put these on so you can see. So if they're going in the wrong direction, if one of these legs is going up instead of down, as you move the throttle stick up and down, then you need to reverse that particular one. So again, the servo on the right of the Swashbot should be plugged into the aileron, and the left one is to the aux, and the back is to the elevator, and the front one is to the rudder. And it should, as you're testing it out, it should go something like that. And then as you tilt the swash, make sure everything's kind of tilting in the right direction. So, and you also want to make sure at mid-stick here on the throttle that this is kind of even. So these aren't right now, so you pop it off and make sure it's somewhat even. It's not very critical for the Swashbot, because when it's a little uneven, it really doesn't matter. It's very important for a helicopter, but this is fine. In the back too. So this is close enough, and you can fine-tune these. If it looks like this one's a little too low, you can adjust the trim to compensate for that. So so that's how it works with the servo horns to kind of center it out. The way the legs work, looks like I got these backwards, is let me pop this over here. So you have one long servo horn. This one is just like that. It's just cut. I just cut off the ends. So you got 2 of them. It's just held together by a screw. And at the ends here is a ball link with a link and another ball link. These are from a helicopter, from a T-Rex, a line T-Rex 450. The links come something like this. You get a bag of them. There's a lot of different sizes. You want to use the shortest one, and you can screw it in like this. and adjust to the length you need. And then these guys here are like that. You put a screw in there, and you can just put it through the hole of the servo. Here's a spare servo here. You put it through like this, and then with a nut at the end, you can secure it like so. So that's on there. It's a good idea to use Loctite on this. You just put a little bit at the end as you screw it in, because you do get a lot of vibration and torque through these little links, so they do get loose, and then the nut just basically pop off. So so Loctite it. Just use the blue stuff. You don't need anything heavy duty. Then after that, you just pop on the links basically, and you can adjust these links. You just thread them, you just turn them until you get the right length, and the length that you want is pretty much the same length from here as it is to that. It's pretty close. And you can experiment with it. You can try making it shorter and longer to make sure your Swashbot works well. And so it's just a parallel linkage. You know, these two are roughly, it's not quite on, parallel, and so as you go up and down, it works like that. So that's what you do with all three legs. The legs are set up pretty much identical, so so you pop in the back one too. These are little grommets that comes with the servos, and it's just adds a little bit of traction for the back leg, since it's going to be doing the pushing. The front ones, you just leave it alone. I did try to put some rubbery tip and stuff like that to get better traction, which works well, but it has a hard time turning, because with three legs, to turn it needs to kind of slide around. So so I end up just using one for the back and no tip for the front too. At this point, the front servo, you also need to kind of center it, and what I did was just taped on, again, servo tape the servo horn onto the bottom of this receiver. You just plug it in. I didn't put a screw in here because it doesn't really go anywhere. These ones, however, you do need to put the screw back in. A little tiny screw, you put it back in to secure it once you got everything figured out. And then you want to make sure it turns in the right direction. If it's opposite, then you reverse this servo through the transmitter as well. So that's it for this step. Basically, you do the same thing for all three legs, and I'll show you what that looks like once it's working.